What's up, everybody? Can you hear me? Can everyone hear me? 1 second, I'll get back into the frame. What's up, everybody? Let me get this thing shared out a little bit more here. How's everyone doing on this Sunday evening? Sunday evening LSU Odyssey Oddcast Madness. Because what we saw yesterday was true madness from LSU football with, wow, an absolute shocking display. I don't think I have any of you seen anything like that before, where we just have had the worst offensive showing ever against a team that mattered in LSU history. Yes, you heard that right. LSU now giving up 31 points per game, 5 contests. We're 107th out of 133rd in the country ranked. But even worse to me was the 708 yards given up. That is first all-time against an SEC or ranked opponent in program history. That is the worst offensive onslaught allowed by an LSU defense, definitely that I've ever seen. I mean, there's games where we allowed a lot of points and the defense were still making plays and still were able to settle the game potentially. This was just pure non-effort, pure schematic hell. You know, you could see what was about to happen. They're going to throw it, just quick little hitch to this guy for 5 yards, boom, and he's going to get 8 yards at a minimum because we're about 15 yards off of him. The soft coverage, the constant soft coverage, what is going on with that? What is going on with that? I mean, they could put anybody out there right now. They could put my 1-year-old son, Sage, who's downstairs with his mama. They could put him in, and he probably would have had some of the same stats. It was a Casper the Friendly Ghost defense. We had 17 total missed tackles from this defense. 17 total missed tackles. Unbelievable stat. That's a savage number. You know, they went for over 200 yards on us. It was just rushing the ball as well. Yet again, allowing 300 plus passing. It was disturbing. It was not what you wanted to see from an LSU team. I mean, this team were considered national championship favorites by so many in the media. Not just me, not just Matt Moscana, not just Jake Crane, not just Bruce Feldman. Many were saying LSU are there. LSU with Brian Kelly. It's that time. Let's turn on a light before we get that glare in our eyes again. You know, many are saying it's LSU's time. They're going to win a national championship this season. Sorry, I cannot find my phone. I was looking at my needing to get my phone. But we'll just go without any of those notes. Very strange though, because so many in the media were saying this is going to be a national championship team from LSU. This is a national championship team. Not just homegrown, you know, home you know, people who kind of waved the flag for LSU, some of the home cookers. This was a lot of people in the national media who said this is the time for Braden, for Braden, Brian Kelly and Jaden Daniels. You can see how I can mix those two up to really go off, make it all happen together, and really take it to that next level. Instead, LSU already have 2 losses, and it is October 1st. I remember when we were saying the Ole Miss game was going to be tricky in preseason, people would kind of scoff at me like, you think this game is going to be tricky? Come on. Like, are you kidding me? There's no way it's going to be tricky. Like, come on. And I didn't pick us to lose. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that I knew this game was going to be difficult. I knew it was going to be a crazy type of grinded out shootout where they were going to destroy our defense. I predicted a 47-31 win, okay? We were allowing 31 points per game. That kind of just felt in line with what we were allowing. But I felt like our defense would make just a few more plays, tilt this in our favor. But no. I mean, 3rd and long was automatic for Ole Miss. They converted 8 3rd and longs against us. I'm counting all, over anything over 3rd and 7 as a 3rd and long. Like, they were on 3rd and 11. It was almost automatic. It was absolutely gross. We're talking throws to the tight end. We're talking Quinshon Judkins outside in the flat. We're talking just runs from Jackson Dart, where basically him and Kiffin are like, okay, you're gonna get the ball in the shotgun. You're gonna look and see if those slants are open. If they're not, for once, you're just gonna see, because of our blocking scheme, one of these huge gaps being open for you just to take off into. Just go for it. Thanks, babe. I was looking for that. Thanks, babe. Love you. She found the phone. What was I? Oh yeah, and Jackson Dart would just be bolting it into these spaces. Boom, 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 boom. Let's see how many yards he had, but he was he absolutely killed LSU with his legs just as much as we were. Through the air, it was like what, 389 from him. Absolutely ridiculous. When you're talking about an LSU football team that literally had a major chance here with Alabama being down, with Georgia being, almost losing to Auburn just barely, not looking too good themselves. Our offense looking absolutely unstoppable. Ole Miss don't look infallible. Even when they beat us, they gave up 49 points and almost the same amount of yards. Like, they have just almost a carbon copy bad defense as ours, except Randall Joyner's he's able to get more pressure from his defensive line than we're able to get from ours. And I don't know how that's possible when you look at the names that we've got. Randall Joyner was actually going to come to LSU as the defensive line coach when Marcus Freeman was putting together a prospective LSU staff. That's how serious Freeman was about actually taking the LSU job. He was putting a staff together. Randall Joyner is going to be that defensive line coach. He may or may not have been interviewed or considered for this last time for the D-line coaching job. I need to get into asking about that, but we've got a good source that's really close with Randall Joyner, who confirmed some stuff we'd always been told, and it was like, wow, we'd heard that. But LSU only 12 pressures on the night, and that seems like a big number. We only had 9 versus Mississippi State, but they were all effective pressures. We got home on most of those pressures, turned them into sacks, hits, etc. I think that was 4 sacks or something that night, or most this season. We have 9 this season. I thought we saw one from Harold Perkins. I guess it turned into just a tackle for loss. on Jackson Dart, but it looked to me like it was a sack. I guess they're being uber conservative about what they do, how they give out those sacks. But LSU 0 sacks on the night, 12 pressures, just 2 quarterback hits. There were certainly some moments where it was like, okay, we're going to ramp this up. I mean, we took a 9-point lead in the fourth quarter. How did this game unravel to the point where we're needing to throw this crazy Hail Mary basically into the end zone? And Chris Hill, the ball still bounces off Chris Hilton's. Like, I mean, there's just so many moments in this game that leave you just disgusted, wondering how the hell it happened. And we're going to go through it real quick because I really want to know why this happened, how this happened. I've watched the game twice now, and I think I'm going to need a third watch to really fully understand it, because there's plays where I'm like, how did LT Welch just like put his hands out and like touch the guy as he ran past him? Why didn't he just tackle him? There are plays where we're watching like Greg Penn III and Savion Jones huffing and puffing, just gassed. I mean, let's share this a little bit more. Everybody from Twitter, get on in here. Everybody from Facebook, get on in here. Harold Hibbard, where the hell are you, my man? A.D. Perkins, where are you? Peggy, where are you? Jamer. And, you know, a lot of people want Matt House's head on a pike, you know, because of, I mean, it was so bad. I mean, and we don't seem to have any way to fix this. We don't really seem to have any solutions. And another problem that I'm sensing as well, why does this staff not want to play the best players? Deshaun Womack, 5 snaps, 3 pressures, 1 sack last week. That's a guy that I'm like, okay, he's telling me he's here to play. Until he proves to me he's not here to play and that he's a freshman, we're putting him on the field. Braden Swinson had constantly looked really, really good. He had his first kind of bad game of the season this last week. This last game against Ole Miss. He had a lot of pressures, could not get home. He was not able to get off blocks. We had guys that were absolutely swallowed. Maybe not the term I should. We had guys that were absolutely owned by this offensive line from Ole Miss. I don't know how we saw guys like Harold Perkins, Jordan Jefferson, Mason Smith just absolutely devoured by these blocks. I mean, this was an offensive line who were absolutely destroying us up front. Just destroying us. We're gonna put on some film here because we got to go through this thing. LSU allowed Quinshon Judkins to go for 177 from 33 carries on us. We let him blow. We let him have his first game of the season just absolutely explode. And, you know, he was having a bad 2023 until he met the LSU defense, and from there on, it's pretty easy. See, look at this. Look at this first touchdown here. They drove down methodically. Almost all of these drives go for 70+ yards. I think actually every one of their scoring drives went for 6. Yeah, every one of all 8 of Ole Miss's scoring drives went for 65+ yards against LSU. 6 of those 8 went for 75+. Are we serious? And we have given Jake Flint and his physical conditioning staff a lot of credit. We've said this is the best physical conditioning staff in the country. Now I'm wondering, why are our guys sucking for air against a fast team like Ole Miss? Like, why does this happen every single season? Why is the tackling poor? Is it because we don't do tackling drills very much for some weird reason? And that's something that really stuns me. How season after season after season, we don't do these tackling drills. We have little soft kind of just touch tackle stuff going on. How is that preparing people to actually hit other human beings and absorb those hits and actually, prevent injuries too? You need to just get used to getting hit and tackled. Like, you need to get used to it. And it won't hurt as much. You can get through it. Like, LSU right now, I mean, it's not just the tackling, but it's stuff like this where, like, watch this play. Okay, pauses. I already knew this was a touchdown. And I felt like if Jackson Dart doesn't hit Quinshon Judkins here somehow, it's going to be because Quinshon Judkins does something to the route that makes this, like, bails Oviegufu out right here. But watch what's happening in here, too. Our eyes are right out here, but watch what's happening in here. Watch how that develops, okay? Boom. There's no way that LSU are going to get help there in time anyway, okay? But it's just very interesting that, look at it, just everyone is lost here. And there's no way anybody can come up over the top to help because everyone is in their way with the route designs. LSU are all over the place. The coverage is absolutely disastrous. When you get even a little bit creative against LSU with your routes, with your route concepts, it spells trouble. I mean, look at this. I believe this was the touchdown assigned to Omar Speights. And we made a mistake. We said that was Oviegufu, and that was because Pro Football Focus first assigned that to Oviegufu. But we want to clear that up right now. That touchdown was credited to Omar Speights, who gets stuck in the whole wash right there in the middle of the field with those routes coming across. Our feet are getting crossed. We don't know what the hell we're doing, and we are just completely lost on these plays. But then, look at this offense from LSU. Logan Diggs, I think this is the second straight game he's opened with a 13-yard run, maybe the third. I mean, like, holy crap. It's always a 13-yard run. And he's hitting people. Look at this. Boom, boom. He's making you pay the price. And that's just like the softest what we saw. And then this right here. When Jaden Daniels goes into this position, I always feel so comfortable now. I used to kind of be worried. Like, he's either going to hesitate too long, he's going to get hit really hard, or he's going to make the wrong read. Now I have so much faith in him because I know he just has that confidence to just air it out. He didn't have that before, but now that he does, oh my God, we are seeing the quarterback we should have always seen with Jaden Daniels. He was always this good at throwing the football. He just refused to do it. He's also evolved and polished a lot of things mechanically, but I don't know how you couldn't put him on at least the Heisman shortlist. Boom, look at that move. That move from Jaden Daniels is just crazy, guys. Look at this thing right here. I mean, those two guys run right into each other. I mean, what Jaden Daniels does with the football in his hands is absolutely just crazy. And they cheated him out of another 100-yard game because of stupid sack yardage. This was the only good run from John Emery Jr. And watch how that ends. Oh, he gets like thrown over there. That's not good. Like, that just shows a lack of. He's not in game shape. Let's just be honest. He needs to be kind of going vertical there, kind of running through that guy. That guy's able to just kind of throw him. God, some stupid ad. I'd put on the Fubo, but then we have to do a lot of like sifting through everything in this game. I kind of like that it's right here. What a play from Daniels, but then he just wants too much there. He wants too much. Go down. Go down. And he stays up and gets bombed. And this play isn't talked about enough. I think this play, we included it in some of the biggest reasons why LSU lost this game, some of the things that Jaden Daniels was up against the most with this great performance and this offense. It was the defense. It was this fumble, which just, handed Ole Miss 7 points. And in this game, that's it. That's the game. I know it happened way early in this game. There's still so much to overcome. Still much LSU should not have allowed to let happen. It's only 7-0. It didn't matter. You could feel it that LSU were going to allow a lot of points and a lot of yards before they went on the field. After just that first drive, I was like, oh, shit, long night, boys, long night. Look at that right there. They get everyone going to this left side, and they basically can do whatever the hell they want over here. Jackson Dart can run. I mean, he's got Sage right here lost, whether to go up front or go. And then Harold Perkins comes here. Greg Penn's got his guy, sort of. And boom, right on Andre Sam. I mean, Andre Sam has been suspect in coverage. He's only second to Zy Alexander, second on the team in catches given up, receptions allowed, touchdowns given up, yards per catch as well. Bentley with 90 yards too. What a play right there. Terrible angles right here from Greg Penn III and Andre Sam. Watch this. Really understand how poor this is. Right there. There's the miss. There's the miss right here by Greg Penn. And then that right there. How Andre Sam isn't able to kind of take that angle, just stay horizontal right there and just get him to the ground. He lets Bentley kind of go like that and turn that on. I mean, that is next level speed as well. It's just next level athleticism as well. But he makes Sam feel like I can take this angle and I can get him here. He underestimates Bentley's speed. He thinks he can just kind of run up on him and just jump him instead of actually going at Bentley's legs right there and tripping him up like he should. Instead, he gambles, thinks he can go get him up high, takes a terrible angle. Bentley just 90 yards rushing for him. He was a big time player for Ole Miss in this game because what he did was extremely effective in the timing it happened. Damn. I mean, that's just the angle is so poor. And then you see that right there from what a whiff right there. If it's choppy, I apologize. It'll definitely improve. See, right there, boom. Jaden Daniels, he's got his location. He's not throwing it up high. He's not throwing it low. He's not doing any of this bullshit anymore. He is dialed, absolutely dialed in. Jaden Daniels is throwing the football. The way Daniels is throwing the football right now is absolutely just scary good. Scary good. Right in that pocket, right in that mesh of four guys right there. He finds Neighbors. It's just a brilliant ball right here. Look at this thing. Sniper. Oh, my God. Jaden Daniels. It is football pornography watching Jaden Daniels throw the football right now. Oh. I mean, my good God. That is just beautiful. Here he goes back again. You knew it was going to be a touchdown. You knew it was going to be. Because here's the thing we've been saying all this time. Just throw it up. Give him a chance. 50-50. But also the location, the accuracy, where it's not. The ball isn't like over here giving him a chance. The ball is like back in here where only he can get it. Boom. And Thomas Jr. puts his hands out so late. That guy's going to have no chance. Up over the top. pull it back and away. Just beautiful pass from Jaden Daniels. Unbelievable catch from Brian Thomas Jr. Beautiful body contortion there to make sure he stays in bounds and secures the catch against the coverage falling into him there. Back shoulder, beautiful. I mean, Jaden Daniels basically just looped that, just teardrop, just beautiful, right over the arms. I love these catches over the outstretched arms. And then look at that. This is going to be interesting on film study. Many will see that and go, oh, that's Sage Ryan's fault because I saw him chasing him. Watch who really allows this play, and you'll be like, whoa. Oh, this is bad. Right behind him. Okay. It'll show on the replay. Just absolutely toast him. I believe this is Omar Spates or Greg Penn here who screwed this play up. It's Spates. Yep, it's Spates. Spates has to travel with him. He left it to be Greg Penn's responsibility. That's on both of them there. Greg Penn needs to deepen up right through here. There's no reason for him to stay right there. There's no reason he's in a no man's land. And Dart just drills that right through there. I mean, we highlighted that early with saying, where the hell is Whit Weeks? Because, I mean, Whit Weeks was targeted only once. I get that. But he did have the highest coverage rating for an LSU Tiger on the team. Didn't play in the game until we were down by 28 points. And ended the game with only his third performance of 8+ tackles in 3 straight starts as a freshman. And, he was also the #1 rated defender on the entire team. Play the fucking kid. Seriously. 1.5 tackles for loss, 2 quarterback hits. Just unbelievable player. His mental discipline, his strength out there, his ability, his speed as well, his speed, his ability to close down space. And yet we allowed LSU to look slow, look easy to run on, easy to gash, easy to power through, easy to stomp absolutely into the ground. I don't know how Matt House can't be questioned right now. Barry Kennan says that was embarrassing. Yes, it was, my man Barry. It was despicable. It was a disgrace. It was an absolute disgrace. Thank you for the comment, Barry, my man. It was an absolute disgrace, and you'll see that time and time and time again on the film. I mean, look at that. It's already 21-7, 14 minutes to go in the second. And look at that. Ole Miss didn't get many pressures on Daniels, but they already have caused a fumble. They've already hit him once, and then there you go. You got a safety blitz right there, and then you got somebody finishing right there. Ooh, another safety finish right there. Brilliant play right there, causing the sack. And then Jaden Daniels just, oh my God, lights it up. How they cheated him out of this 100-yard game is outrageous. Look at how much grass he chews up. Chews up more grass than Snoop Dogg here. Look at this. I mean, look at that real estate, and look at how fast he does it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's already inside like the 12, 15-yard line. Oh my sweet God. #6 had no chance. I mean, if that's like Tom Brady's going to the hospital before he gets to that first down marker. #6 is breaking him. Jaden Daniels, you can't even touch him. And here's, I believe, the first touchdown from Logan Diggs. Yep. Big touchdowns from Logan Diggs in the first half, and then in the second half, he put the team on his back at one point. Both Thomas Jr., who we'll be seeing more of, and Logan Diggs put this team on their back. Malik Neighbors had some great plays. Logan Diggs was rewarded with his first 100-yard game. Kind of cheated out of one with 97 yards last week. I mean, just give the guy another carry. He'll get 5 yards. But Logan Diggs run the football beautifully. Running back number one, no question. And a bright spot from yesterday. He was making people miss left, right, and center. He was fun to watch. I mean, Caleb Jackson with the drop, big momentum herder. At the same time, that was on first down of a drive that we were starting to open the fourth with a 9-point lead. How that became, something that really hurts us down the line is actually embarrassing. That's how bad the defense was. LSU had to play perfect offensively to win this game. And not just perfect, we're talking like historic perfect. Jaden Daniels had a career night. 414 yards passing, 99 officially rushing. He really had like 112, something like that. 513 yards of total offense. It's ridiculous. He had the 8th all-time single-game passing performance in LSU history. Really, there's only 2 guys ahead of him on that list, and that's like Joe Burrow and I believe Max Johnson has one of those games. Let's take a look at that list real quick. Do the share screen. Do the share screen with the Wikipedia real quick. LSU football statistical leaders, passing yards, single game. Rohan Davey, of course, the 528 2001 Alabama game where him and Josh Reed just went crazy. A game I remember very well as one of those like first magical LSU games that you like remember as a young kid like very well. Not just like little images, but like you remember very well. It's Davey. Burrow has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 inside the top 10. Okay, 5 inside the top 10. Jaden Daniels, 414, past Joe Burrow's 398 versus Vanderbilt, but it's just below the number 8 on the list of Miles Brennan, 430 from 2020. So Miles Brennan, 430 yards, 2020, is ahead of Jaden Daniels. Max Johnson, 435 in 2020, the pandemic season, also against Ole Miss. Terrible defense. I believe that was Kiffin's first season at Ole Miss. And Hodson, 438. So you got Hodson, Johnson, Brennan, Burrow, Rohan Davey, and now Jaden Daniels, who are all owning that top 10. Davey, Burrow, Hodson, Johnson, Brennan, Daniels. Interesting group of names right there for the 6 guys who own the top 10 single game passing performances in LSU history. But yeah, Jaden Daniels continues to put himself on that, all over the LSU record books, just all over. And it's quite a beautiful thing because Jaden Daniels, I mean, we've been critical of him as well. And he's been poor. There's been times he just did not trust his receivers. There is not a damn thing anyone can say about Jaden Daniels now that should be negative. There can't be a single, like, this kid is so tough. He is playing against so much, like, he's literally swimming against the tide of like the rapids. He's been thrown from the boat and he's still just like, grabbing dinner, able to survive, cook on a fire while he's like in the middle of the water. I don't know how that would be possible, but it's basically what he's doing offensively with a defense that is this bad. It's like sabotage from Matt House. Cole Adams, my man. Cole, what's up, brother? He says, Lon, I've been watching LSU since 1963. I thought 2020 would be the worst defense by a factor of 10 that I had ever seen. I was wrong. You were, buddy. And I wish you weren't, because 2020, we understood why that defense was bad. There was a lot of factors going into it, not just Pelini and his outdated defensive scheme with the Tampa cover 2 bullshit and just using the wrong players as well. And there's a lot of guys who were overhyped too. There were some games where guys were just completely missing. whole groups of guys were just gone. There's a lot of suspensions, opt-outs, but guys who getting sick for COVID who just weren't available all of a sudden. And then, of course, like LSU always seemed to go through a ton of injuries. Well, this LSU team isn't really injured or beat up. But I think after the Ole Miss game, they're going to be licking their wounds. This was bad. I just hope it doesn't affect them to the point where they fail to get a grip as a team from here on out, because this was so bad defensively that I wonder how the offense feels. I wonder how a guy like Brian Thomas Jr., I wonder how a guy like Jaden Daniels, I wonder how a guy like Malik Neighbors, Logan Diggs, I wonder how they feel when it's like, we had to score how many damn points? We had to put up how many, all this stuff, and you couldn't just get us like one or two stops, one or two turnovers. I mean, in the first half, there was some plays that Ole Miss kind of screwed up, kind of gave it to us where we were able to get off the field. But during that second half, there was a few to start. There was a few to start the fourth quarter, and the third quarter, where it was like LSU are starting to really take control of this game. And how we let that slip from our hands, I will not. I don't understand. But we will get into that. But we have to see something we have to attend to right here is just gross. Look at this spin move from Quinshon Judkins. How do we allow that to happen? Okay, look at that. He is in the middle of this right here, and he spins out of this. Savion Jones, Greg Penn III, Mason Smith, who is like one of the most massive human beings alive. Andre Sam, Harold Perkins. Harold Perkins. Omar Spates is for some weird reason out here getting absolutely manhandled. Why is he edge rushing right here? Why isn't Harold over here and let Omar Spates get destroyed up in here? Harold might actually get back here and make the play somehow. Omar Spates has no chance out there. And look at that. Look at that move by Quinshon Judkins. Right through that gap. And Major Burns can't get him down, lets him get 15, 20 more yards. Mekhi Wingo has a poor play here. Mekhi Wingo's got to make that play. Mekhi Wingo has played almost perfect football at LSU since his arrival. That's a play Mekhi's got to make. He's been LSU's best defender outside of Greg Brooks Jr. and Harold Perkins at times, and of course Whit Weeks. But Mekhi Wingo with a bad one right there. Ooh, yes. Shot the wrong gap. And look at that. Burns getting handed off right here. Get off me. That's sad from Major Burns. What kind of effort is that? Did you just see that? Did you just see that little, come on, let me tackle you, bro? This, another one. Another one where, look at this right here. Okay. Look at this alignment with everyone here. Watch how there's just something off right here. How is he wide open? Bum, bum, bum. But no one is communicating. No one is telling him, hey, okay, I know this route is coming this way, so you peel over and get anyone who's going to break to the right. You could see it immediately, and this guy would have been able to get over that. I think that might be LT Welch. Let's see who makes it. There's someone, yeah. There's a few people not guarding anybody. Oh, my God. That could also be on Major Burns. When you see multiple guys that could have allowed a single touchdown like that with multiple missed assignments, and it's like it's almost impossible to even know how this got screwed up unless you called the defense, that's bad. Because you should be able to tell from film. But that There's multiple guys who are just kind of like, oh shit, that's my guy. Like, that's not good. Dayton Wade, that was his first touchdown of the season. We let Dayton Wade and Jordan Watkins, who had one touchdown between the two of them, start just punching it in the end zone. And man, they wanted that. Here's back to Jaden Daniels just ripping it to Malik Neighbors. And what he does after the catch here, man, Malik. I mean, what a dog. What a dog. Look at this sniper throw from Jaden Daniels. We posted this out early before Jaden Daniels started doing this. This is after his first touchdown. We said, you know what? I think Jaden Daniels tonight, we predicted him to go for 371 and 4 scores already. He one-upped us on that prediction. We knew he would destroy this Ole Miss secondary. We didn't realize he'd be this accurate. But we posted he would impress NFL scouts who were on the fence with him. We tweeted that out. We'll put that on the share screen if anyone wants to see it. But while Jaden Daniels is taking a hit, he delivers this throw. Watch this. Boom. Right in the chops. Gets it to Malik Neighbors. If you know, I hear from anybody who's nuss-bussing nonstop that they can't admit that Jaden Daniels is a badass at quarterback right there. You just actively want your LSU Tigers to fail or something, because look at that. That's a man who's just tough, hanging in there for his team, knows he's going to get drilled, and throws that right through the coverage like a sniper. And that's the thing. That's what we always said to Jaden Daniels, you know, is like, you're not always going to be able to outrun every single person. Like, you see the sack, you see the pressure. Oh, a bailout from the throw. I'm going to evade everyone, replatform, and then throw it. That's not always going to be possible, bro. There are people who can get you. So you better get used to getting hit and making the throw at the same time. That is a play Jaden Daniels had to make for LSU to keep moving on this drive. 3rd and 3 right here inside the red zone. You knew Jaden Daniels was going to make it happen once this went up in the air. Boom! And that guy's, no. Too easy. Brian Thomas Jr. for his second touchdown of the game. What a throw here from Jaden Daniels. I mean, is that artillery or what? That is just absolutely beautiful. Teardrop over the top. Never going to stop. Set it off. Oh, my God. Brian Thomas Jr. has 8 touchdowns this season already, y'all. Malik is racking up with 100-yard games, too. I wish he had gotten on the board this game, though. And now we go right back to the terrible defense. You know, that's what's terrible about going. And that's why I said, you know what, let's do the highlight version. Because I knew that this would go back and forth. And that's what I wanted to show for you guys, was how back and forth this game went. But not only that, to kind of show the frustration of this game. Poe English says, as a diehard fan, I've been sick all day watching the defense get bullied all night. Bad tackling, blown coverages. Honestly, I'm not used to this kind of defense. Just awful. Well, you should be, because we've seen it lately, Poe. I mean, I hate to break it to you, but we've seen it a lot. This has been lately for us. This is just the culmination. This is just the worst we've ever seen. This is just the most insane. Think about, A&M 2018. I know that the 70 points is kind of inflated, but we let out a ton of yards in that game. We allowed 600 passing yards to Mississippi State in 2020. The UCLA game in 2021, absolute abjectly terrible on defense that game. Soft as well in that game. Florida State in 2022, we didn't allow too many points. We stiffened up in the red zone. We still got shredded and embarrassed, humiliated on 3rd down in that game. There are so many performances that are un-Tiger-like in the last few years for LSU defense. You can even say the 2019 defense against Ole Miss. We allowed something like 600 total yards in that game as well. So, John Rice Plumlee ran for 200 rushing yards himself against LSU in that game from quarterback. So, I mean, this has been a trend for LSU defenses, Poe. I'm sorry. And it hasn't been, we need Corey Raymond back. Corey Raymond's recruiting was so terrible that LSU are in the reason. This is the reason we're in the place we are right now with our DBs, is because of his terrible recruiting in 2021 and 2022, as well as losing Stingley, Ricks, McLaughlin, and Flott all in one single offseason. Basically a month and a half, we lost all those guys. But it was on them to also lose McLaughlin as well in the transfer portal. That's also on Kelly, because he, wanted to teach McLaughlin, a hard rule for being, late to a meeting or something. So he suspended him, and Dwight McLaughlin transferred because of that. And that's losing a number one guy who just had a pick on Jaden Daniels last week, who we desperately needed someone like that. We don't have that number one guy. We don't have that number two guy. I mean, we're just like desperate to find someone who can get a stop. I mean, we went all the way around the LSU defensive back carousel of players, you guys, until we got all the way back to Zy Alexander again, and he was back on the field. And he actually played great. Three pass breakups, one that went uncredited, but broke up 3 red zone targets. Like, he's fantastic if it's like a red zone target, but if it's like a big play before the red zone, he just seems to get absolutely milked. Kind of funny how that happens. But thank you for your comment, Poe, and thank you for your comment, Cole, as well. You guys are kicking ass tonight. I'm glad you're here. I know it's tough to watch this type of stuff, but LSU fans, we got to do this. Look at this right here. Tons of pressure coming from this side. That's Sage Ryan on a blitz right there. He gets the hit on Jackson Dart. Someone right here just absolutely gets handled. I think that's Swinson. Look at that catch. Look at that miss by LT Welch, and then number 9 is just gone. Andre Sam takes another terrible angle. Lets another 30 yards go before he makes the stop. Andre Sam has to be pulled from safety. Maybe if you want to have him at nickel, whatever. You cannot have him at safety. Look at these angles. I mean, as a safety, you're supposed to be that last man who minimizes the damage. He's supposed to be up there already making that tackle. He is scared to make that play. Right there, you got to recognize, you got to be up here already. And so he gets to maybe here, where you drag him and stop him. Instead, watch how Andre Sam right here approaches that. Huh, huh, huh. I mean, is he doing the fucking limbo? Watch this thing right here. Huh, huh, oh, shit, oh, shit. I get that he's trying to figure out the angle. You just run like... You close right there. You close. You force him sideways. You come flying at him at the angle you were originally at. Right here, bam. He burns him. Just come flying in like right through there. Instead, he stops, hesitates, and tries like this. Well, I mean, where are you going? 40 yards downfield, that's where you're going. God damn it, that's hard to watch. I mean, that was like a nuclear celebration for LSU. We held them to a field goal. When we held them to that field goal before half, I was like, oh my God, what a huge victory. I thought this was like the biggest victory of the game. Like, LSU can now come back in this thing. And I was right. LSU should have never relinquished this lead once they got back to 9 points after being down 14. When we got this lead back right here after what Jaden Daniels does, getting the running game going with Logan Diggs, Malik Neighbors going off, Brian Thomas Jr. scoring touchdowns. How we let this game get taken back from us, it's all on the defense. Offense, sure, we screwed up a few times. We should never have had to play perfect. The defense just had to make a few plays. Outside of 6 tackles for loss, they didn't do a damn thing. Look at that move from Brian Thomas Jr. Ooh! We got a great stat about Brian Thomas Jr. as well. We got to show it to y'all. Brian Thomas Jr. now has 3 appearances on the season with 100 yards, 7+ catches, and now multiple touchdowns. He had 2, and now 3. 3 scores, hat trick of scores against Ole Miss, 2 against Arkansas. Look at Number 6 can't even breathe after that. Look at this, number 6. Facial. Come catch me, White Shadow. And then look, there's my guy, Coach Dean Petzing, right there with the cameo. Right there, that dude's a badass. Coach Dean Petzing has a lot to do with Denbrock to Jaden Daniels figuring out what the quarterback's doing. Has a big role to play in the offense. You don't know his name. You don't know who he is. He's a big piece of this offense. Look at this teardrop touchdown. Oh my God, that's Ultra Sex 2000. Jaden Daniels, clean pocket. Our pass blocking tonight was really good. Look at that. Dunk. Oh my God. Oh wait, no, that's Kyron Lacey. My bad. Kyron Lacey again. Kyron Lacey made 2 good plays in this game, had another drop though. That was some redemption for him though. That was some redemption. Good to see that for him, and it's just an unreal throw from Jaden Daniels. That throw may have been one of the best of the night. Harold Perkins there with a sick ass play. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. How is this not a hit right here? I see why. I mean, a sack. Why was that not a sack? But that's because it was a designed run. Okay, I get it. Harold Perkins just destroyed Jackson Dart there. How we didn't have more of that, I don't know. And then you see us open this third quarter with a lot of running game here. LSU were like, why are we having this game be a shootout right now? We need our defense to rest and to chill. So we went on a kind of grinding drive, still too quick. But Logan Diggs, look at that. That is just juicy Power Man 5000 football by Logan Diggs. Like, he just brutalizes these Ole Miss guys. Look at, boom, 3 of them at once. He was an absolute Louisiana animal. And then look at this great, the Philly special. Not Philly special. That's a pass to Foles. That's the brotherly shove play there. Get Jaden Daniels in there for the touchdown. Oh, God. It's like, why do I get StreamYard ads? I'm using StreamYard. You don't need to advertise to me. Mason Taylor. Mason Taylor had an interesting game. I think he had a few catches for like 50 yards or whatever. Not used as much this season. Really interesting. We've gone away from the tight ends, which we predicted we would because the personnel is just there at receiver. It's too good. Spates with a terrible miss here. And you can see his lack of speed, too. Spates should just be closing this right here, just like, you shall not pass. Instead, he's like having to hold on for dear life. I mean, you can tell the lack of speed is right there. When suddenly there's distance, when it looks like he's about to be on top of him. See, right, it looks like Spates is going to close this right here. And instead, boom, suddenly there's distance between him and Judkins, and he's having to dive. Still misses. It looks like Andre Sam makes a diving tackle. Ovio Gufu makes a diving tackle. Andre Sam actually gets the stop there, but hurts himself in the process by just like laying his head out. Like, God, man. Our technique in tackling isn't just poor, it's dangerous. Look at that shit. Look at that. Andre Sam, for sure, probably got himself a concussion with that. I mean, there's some times where I did a tackle like that, and guess what? You felt it. You felt like a guy just ran over by a four-wheeler. God damn, it's terrible to see. It's terrible to see how we are bad at tackling because it's not only just bad defense, you get hurt doing it. Boom. Jaden Daniels to Mason Taylor again. What was Mason Taylor's stats in this game? I want to check that out. Diggs. Oh my God, what a touchdown right there. That little hesitation. Oh God. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful play. Oh, that counter. Oh, that is just so beautiful. What a run from Logan Diggs. Mason Taylor, 5 catches for 61 yards. Damn, he had a great game. Jackson Dart killing us with his legs here. Oh, Guillory has to make that play. And then he leaps over Andre Sam. Sage Ryan makes the tackle. Someone finally tackles the guy. I mean, are you kidding me? The Utah native. This kid grew up in the same city I grew up in, Kaysville, Utah, a small town. And he's doing this at Ole Miss. Lane Kiffin knew he found a gem. Okay, Guillory gets off this block, but he needs to be throwing that guy that way and taking that angle. Instead, he throws the guy that way and goes for like Dart's gonna beat you every time, but at the same time, Guillory lay it out, get his legs, dive for Dart. Instead, he's just nowhere near. And that what a hurdle there. That was a beautiful hurdle over. I mean, call it when you see it. Jackson Dart kicked LSU's ass in this game. And I know that sucks to hear, but we have to hear it. What a play from Judkins. Big man football. That's why LSU lost this game, y'all. We weren't tough enough. Look at that. We have an 8-point lead at this juncture. And we let it all go away on this type of a drive where LSU were truly out physical. You even saw with Weeks, Sage Ryan taken for a ride there. Two of the best defenders on the night. Really, you can only say Mekhi Wingo had some good moments. Whit Weeks played the best of any defender, and Sage Ryan also played the best of any other defender too, with 2 tackles for loss, 7 tackles, 0 missed tackles, the highest pass rush grade, the highest tackling grade as well. But we're being dragged. And guess who breaks up this whole play? Whit Weeks. Whit Weeks with the tackle there on the 2-point conversion. Oh, Jaden Daniels. See, they didn't get too many pressures on Daniels, but when they did, they were very effective, and the timing killed us. 3rd and 9. You have to answer Ole Miss on this drive. Only a 2-point lead. 13 minutes left. This is where it started to unravel. Sistrunk right there. Ooh, is this Bentley again? Yep. Oh my God. Just made about 5 guys miss right there. Embarrassing. 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 Like watching dominoes fall. 1, 2, 3. Like, are we mannequins or are we LSU Tigers? This might be the worst play of it all. Okay. Whit Weeks needed to take this inside angle instead of that one. He read it wrong. But Major Burns with a miss. Harold Perkins with a miss. This is beautiful from Jaden Daniels. Recognition that he's got a free play. Airs it out to Brian Thomas Jr. And this play was huge. This was divine from LSU. Because you felt like, okay, we're back to 9 points. And I thought they were going to take the touchdown away from us. I'm so glad they didn't, because this was a touchdown. I don't give a damn what you say. This is a touchdown. I'm so sick of the did he bobble? He caught the damn thing and got the foot in. He caught it. That's a touchdown. He already caught 2 on you earlier. That's a third. Deal with it. Brian Thomas Jr. was a freak for LSU in this game. Oh my God, Denver Harris. He had the worst missed tackling rate on the night. And then Major Burns. Oh my God. It's like he is walking on a bowling alley. Got another comment. Cole Adams says, Lon, I'm sorry to say it, but your son's namesake is terrible. I thought by this time Sage Ryan would be leading the team and attitude and alignment. He can't get himself lined up and no attitude. I gotta disagree with you there. I don't really think this is really on him when he actually plays the best of anyone on the night. I think there were far worse players to point at, man. I think there's a lot of finger pointing at Sage Ryan because he's the guy actually making tackles, and you're seeing him more, and so you just want to say his name. There's a lot of guys who aren't being shown who are terrible, who aren't getting the blame but should. Greg Penn III went from having a career night against Arkansas to having his worst game. Savion Jones looks slow. And I'm a big Savion Jones fan, but getting to 280 pounds was a terrible, terrible, terrible idea from this physical conditioning team or nutrition team or whoever's decision this was. It was abjectly atrocious to get him into that type of shape because he is so slow now to the ball. I think there are Major Burns missing tackles left, right, and center. Andre Sam, as I've shown you, can't take an angle to save his life. Zy Alexander can't cover. And he still, makes some plays. Denver Harris with that terrible missed tackle. I mean, dude, of all the players, I think, from last night to really criticize, I think Sage Ryan's one of the last you actually should be criticizing. Really, as a team, you could just say they all suck because they've all taken responsibility. Any of the players I've talked to, you can tell they all feel like they were all bad, even if I showed them that they actually had a pretty good game. LT Welch, people were screaming for him. He allows 5 catches, the most yards of anybody, 113, and gets scored on twice the most of anybody on the night. So, I know it's only his first meaningful game as a Tiger, 46 snaps, 22 in coverage, but guys, he got murdered. After that first good drive, he got murdered. Oh, what a terrible, terrible excuse for a tackle here. LT Welch gets burned on. I don't see Sage Ryan getting burned here. Where's Sage Ryan? Ryan Yates gets blocked right here. God, it's a great block. But this is just terrible from LT Welch. And Ryan Yates needs to engage right here. Go tackle that man, Ryan. Instead, he kind of dances around. He's got to go and engage and tackle Trey Harris. If both Yates and Welch, who's the most at fault here, both just actually come tackle this dude, plays, 1 yard at the most. Instead, they dance. I didn't see Sage Ryan dancing around. I saw him having to chase a bunch of mistakes from other guys and having to put out fires. The stats actually hold him in good favor. And so does the eye test. So does the footage. And, Sage has actually had a poor season. He hasn't played that well. But he hasn't played that much to really prove it outside the Florida State game. This game he played 90 snaps and you saw his best football. So I just think you might be overlooking a few things there. This is a great play from Chris Hilton Jr. Get some redemption. LSU down by 6, have to have it. Makes a man miss, gets 42 yards. I thought for a split second there, if Malik can get that seal, he might be gone. But he doesn't get to the Malik block in time. He gets hurt. I mean, not hurt. He gets hit out of bounds. Jaden Gate takes another hit trying to make that throw. Almost throws a game-sealing pick there. Ill-advised, forced, not a good throw from Jane Daniels. Probably the only bad throw from Jane Daniels on the night. Literally. Because watch this right here. Kyron Lacey is wide open at making that move. Who knows? Maybe Lacey drops it. But, But also Lacey breaks on that route right when Daniels gets hit. So if Daniels could have seen that developing, maybe he is able to put the arm strength into it to get it right here, get it up in this area. Actually, more like up in here. But goes for the intermediate, almost gets a pick there because number 9 saw that and knew Daniels wasn't going to be able to put the arm strength into the deep one and took that shot. Daniels almost able to make this run happen here, but look at this speed from number 11. What a play! What a play from number 11. I don't care that he got a penalty on that play, even though it very much helped LSU out. But man, what a play from number 11. What speed to close that down. Daniels should have got 15 rushing yards there. And he gives us 15 with the penalty. But wasted 7 seconds on that play, on a fruitless play. And then here is these terrible penalties from LSU. Ooh, that was another forced play. I think that was a dumb play call and a poor decision from Jaden Daniels because you just saw someone open over the middle. Just hit him right there. I think that's Malik. Just hit him right here. Get the yards. Either get out of bounds or score right here. There was a ton of space too. If he makes that guy miss, he's in. Damn. And then the Malik Neighbors false start. Oh, crushing. We're probably throwing the ball to Malik on this play too. That's why he gets nervous. And this play, Chris Hilton has got to catch this. How Jaden Daniels able to make this happen, put it right on the money. Let's see if anyone is open. You do have Brian Thomas Jr. in that corner, one-on-one, and that's probably a better shot than. But Daniels at the same time saw that there was a cluster of guys. Maybe with a Hail Mary, you want to aim for more, white jerseys in the area. Throw the ball there, better chance to get it if it gets tipped. Chris Hilton Jr. on the replay has this ball go right through his hands. And I know that the defensive back is credited with the pass breakup on the play, but Chris Hilton should have caught the ball. And he dropped it. He also dropped an earlier touchdown. And, there's been a lot said from people saying, he's got to play. Well, we just saw why he may not be playing. And I know he's gotten a few far too many targets over his career. And so, you only ask him to, you've got to make these 10 count or you're done. These 5 plays count or you're done, is a little harsh. But he's been given more chances than that. The reason our offense let Ole Miss get into an early rhythm by punting the ball nonstop early in this game was because we were putting so much of the offense, geared towards Chris Hilton. And we didn't come up good there, and he was dropping wide open touchdowns early in this game. The third down pass thrown towards him was broken up at the line of scrimmage, and it just it never worked out for him. And LSU before you could blink, we're down 14-0. We handed them 14 points early in this game, and it came back to haunt us. The fumble from Jaden Daniels hurt as well, but this is all about the defense, guys. This is all about a terrible, historic defense. And it sucks because Jaden Daniels had a career night, an unforgettable night. And hopefully we see more from him in this vein because if we have to watch more of that defense, we're going to need an offense that is times 10 entertainment-wise because we're not going to be able to handle it. It's going to hurt so much to watch this defense, guys. We're going to need Jaden Daniels. Just keep him safe, O-line. Because where would we be without Daniels right now? We probably would have lost that game 55-7. Everybody, Have an awesome Sunday. Thank you for joining us for this film study. Check us out at LSUODYSSEY.com. We just wrote a couple different articles about the LSU defeat game to Ole Miss, where we went through the recap, but then we also did a stats breakdown, a Stats Quest 2023 breakdown. This week, join us because we got 4 exclusive interviews coming up with some really special guests that you're going to want to see. We're very excited. Very excited. Crazy days in LSU Odyssey. Oh, God, we just hit some wrong thing. Old thing. Defensive MVP, Harold Perkins. Not yesterday, sadly. Harold was good, but not that good. Definitely check it out on LSUODYSSEY.com. And thank you, everybody, for checking us out. Thank you, everybody, for joining us and for supporting our work. And have a good rest of your Sunday. Go Tigers. Because whether it's win, lose, or draw, we bleed purple and gold, and right now we're bleeding a lot. We need that bandages. We need those wounds to be made whole again, and so we have to take time to reflect and to contemplate what has gone on. And so we've been doing that. If you ever want to dive into any of this LSU Ole Miss, madness, this diabolical madness, it's all right here on LSUODYSSEY.com. But so is the positive side of it. If you just want to read the positive stuff to cheer up, we've got it all. We celebrate what this offense did. If you want to read and get into the nitty-gritty of how shitty this defense was and vent out your anger on it, it's all right there too. Take it easy, everybody, and just hang in there. Hang in there. Continue to send me your DMs of what you're feeling about the LSU team. I love hearing from you guys. I hear from you guys all the time, your thoughts, your opinions. And there's times you guys are teaching me stuff. There's times you guys are enlightening me where I'm like, wow, I didn't even think about that. They are totally dead on. And that's what I love about the LSU fan base. The sharing of ideas and the camaraderie, the love, the tigerhood. And that's something that goes beyond, race, gender, religion, sexual orientation. It doesn't even matter. All of that just goes out the window because we love LSU and we are here for one common goal. And that's to celebrate the Tigers with the people that we care about. And that's what I think we just did.